I am going to lay bare and to ask for forgiveness of Nigerians because we actually misled Nigerians over why we failed the election. You see a lot of Labour Party faithful publishing the names of those judges. You see them accusing the INEC, accusing the APC. Now, if you have 189,000 polling units, you fail to feed agent in 54,000. Which election are we now saying we won? That is where that problem comes from. But our president candidate wanted this issue to be covered up, and that was the division between them and the Abure-led NWC. That was where the issue started. They deceived Nigeria up to today. People are still saying that election was rigged, but that election was not rigged. Why are you just telling this to us now? That is why I said you've been on the program multiple times. And this is the first time we've ever heard any such bombshell. We are tendering apology to the Chief Justice of Nigeria. We are tendering apology to INEC because we are no apology for lying. You know, I am tendering the apology on TV. No, I am not. You know, I am not in that. At least I am not part of the people, but I am privy to that. Until when we got, I said I got all the the certified copy from the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal, where most of these things are not related. But the point is this: why must our leaders continue, to manifest lies on here? I am on TV. I challenge any member of Labour Party to go and bring the certified true copy of all the things we filed in the court. If it's different from the one I have, the Inspector General of Police should arrest me and charge me to court. I challenge any one of them to come and tell me that what I'm saying now is like that. It was Labour Party. They made that mistake rather than for us to accept. They now put up to today. You will see a lot of my members accusing the judiciary they rigged 2023 election. I am here to say nobody who rigged Labour Party out. It was just a mistake, a calculated mistake by 4 people. Osaloka, who has absconded from Labour Party now because they caused the crisis. Valentine Osigbo, who went to run for governorship in APC. Aisha Yusufu and Pastor Itua Igadado. Those 4 people messes our election up.
You know, I just don't want to be talking about Peter Obi anymore. But I will say it because it's part of the issues that I raised. My position in 2022, 2023 is what is unfolding now. That contrary to the belief or the impression created that Peter Obi was opposed to the system, was capable of opposing the system, that he's incapable of doing it. I also stated in 2022, 2023 that the Labour Party was a short renter. What they call Airbnb in America. You move in, you check out when your time expires. And that when they are done with Peter Obi, they will move the renter to another place. So Peter Obi, maybe rightly or wrongly, or maybe he's doing it for sure, then decided that he doesn't want to move out of the short renter. And now they are locked in, practically out. The reason why it probably got more attention was this. There was this whole debate around the Muslim ticket. So the Christians said, okay, you want to Islamize Nigeria, we want to Christianize too. And who was the best person available to them? Peter Obi. That's what happened. But in terms of opposition, I don't know why anybody calls Peter Obi opposition. Peter Obi is not opposed to anything that the government is doing. Peter Obi did not even organize his supporters to fight for his own election victory, he claimed. He did not fight when they increased fuel price. He has never done anything that opposition people do. Even these terrible people that are in government now, no matter what you say of them, they used to protest. Buhari protested with his deputy, and the Chaga's man, and he died after that. Tinubu, they organized several protests.
Exactly.
They were using Abechi them. People have forgotten. Nasiru used to go to DSS, they were arresting him, they would release him again, he would talk. So you say you are opposition. Do what the opposition do now, you can't do. And the only thing you can say is that, oh, there was no need for a protest in 2012. Where are the people? Are they dead? If the people in 2012 are dead or have sold out, what happens to you with 6 million voters? Put them on the street. Even if you can't put 6 million people on the street, put 60,000 people on the street in this Abuja. And see how the government will take you serious.
Interesting.
But you are the one You and your supporters are the ones who are pouring cold water on even any protests. Because you don't want the country to change. You want it to be replaced. You want the Tinubu group to either be replaced by your own group or for Tinubu to assimilate some of. Because look at all the Labour Party people in the National Assembly.
Yeah.
They are not decamping back to where they are coming from. They are decamping to APC.
So shameful.
And this is the point we're making. These guys are not real. In 2023, they were not real. In 2027, they're not real. And I'll say one last thing about them. I think the Tinubu regime enjoys their type of opposition. Yeah. So you see that every time they seem to be phasing out, they will throw red meat at them because they know that it's the kind of opposition that doesn't pose any threat. These guys are never going to be they're never going to upset to the point that they will turn Nigeria to Mozambique, where somebody stole the election and the person who gave the election and the one who stole are not arrested. You know, so even countries like Uganda, you know, Bobby Wine now, they're giving help to the people, to the dictators. So you have them here.
Can do it.
Well, the argument is that even if you win in 2027, you'll be forced or prevailed upon to hand over to the North after just one term in 2031, which will not be enough for you to fulfill these electoral, let me just make the point, these electoral promises. Whereas if you worked with a one-term northern presidency in 2027, you'd be more likely to scale through in 2031, assuming the North keeps to the agreement. Does that sound like a reasonable proposal to you? Because you mentioned Yaradua, who came into office. He had to come into office before he started trying to change things.
Charles, the president that is there today, how many years has he stayed? 2 years. And you could see where we are. Look at the turn of things in 2 years. That means that you can change things in 2 years. If I was there in 2 years, Charles, then you would have seen considerable change. In critical areas, I would have tackled corruption head on. I would have reduced cost of governance. And you will see it. People will feel it. And those monies invested in critical areas. Our primary health care today, I told you, 70% are not functional. And we spent over 35 billion in conference center. Which conference? Who is coming for the conference? You need to invest your money properly. Just you have been seeing borrowed money invested in critical area. We, a country in Bangladesh with 148,000 square kilometers of land, is producing about 60 million metric tons of rice. And us, with over 6 times that size of land, cannot do 10% of that. Charles, there's room here. You talked about devaluation of Naira. There's nothing wrong in devaluation. I would have done something. I would have allowed the Naira to float. But I would have done it in an organized manner. There will be productivity. The idea of devaluing your currency, allowing it to float, to be cheaper, is that you have productivity so you can export, so people can come and buy. But when you don't have productivity and you devalue your currency, it's double whammy because you have nothing to sell. So I would have injected money in productivity. Today, nobody is producing anything. Somebody told me a few days ago, said, oh, they've removed there's no more tax or this, or some of the manufacturing inputs and everything. And all. I said, no. How can you manufacture? How can you do business when your interest rate is over 40%? Yeah, one of the biggest costs of manufacturing today, cost of production today, is interest rate. Just nobody borrows money at over 40% to do a business that is shared. You can only borrow, it's only government that is borrowing that amount of money at that cost. So you need to do the right things, and you can do it.
So what would be the thrust of your attack then on President Tinubu in 2027 that might tip the balance in your favor? I mean, you've talked about, the economy, you've talked about democracy, the rule of law, which you say suffered a setback. Given all that, what would be your strategy to erode confidence in the president and convince the Nigerian people to go with you rather than him?
It is not enough that your aides are running around. You, who is the main person, have to have an idea, be competent, have the capacity, have the compassion, the energy to do the job. It is not something you can lease out. Governance, leadership is not something you can just hire somebody else to do for you. You are the leader. You should be the one answerable to the people, doing the right things. You're the chief person, and you should be in charge. We have too much of delegated responsibility here. That shouldn't be.
Very briefly, because we're fast running out of time, we've got less than 5 minutes now. Are you going to stick with the Labour Party, given the disarray that's in the party?
The disarray is caused by government.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter who calls.
No, that's what I'm telling you. Yes.
Are you going to stick
I'm in
with
Labour Party. I'm in Labour Party.
And are you going to stick with the Labour?
Well, I'm there because I'm there. It's not something I can tell you now. I am there today. And as time go on, Charles, if it changes, I'll tell you. But I'm a member of Labour Party. And these are one of the things I said I would do. I will make sure that parties work. I will protect democracy and make it work.
Some would say Labour Party isn't working under you.
No, it has nothing to do under me. I'm not the one running the party. Charles, I've been involved in all this. If government today is democratic and they want democracy to thrive, all these things will work.
Right.
Put me anywhere.
So you can only make the change if you're president.
I've told you, Charles, I saw this we had a problem under Yaradua, for example, in my party. He told it in front of me, told the INEC chief, I don't want all these party issues in front of me. I want it to happen, but I don't want all this. So you have to say you're democratic, practice it, believe in it, whether it favors you or not. Because that's what you want. You want to build a better, decent society that is organized.
Right. Okay. We've got a couple of minutes left before we have to go, which is rather sad because I'm enjoying talking with you. Before we go, after what's been clearly a rather depressing discussion about the future of Nigeria, cheer us up with one thing that could make this country look better to the world.
Well, Charles, I wish I can tell you. The only thing I can tell you is that it is what is happening can be turned around with a competent leader that has the capacity and compassion to serve. Because we have low-hanging fruits. There's nothing in following the rule of law. There's nothing in ensuring orderliness. There's nothing in fighting corruption. People say it's difficult. It is not. If you are not involved, you reduce it by 50%. There's nothing in investing in critical areas of development. We're borrowing money. Every left, right, and center. Invest that money properly. Tell Nigerians, come out, Charles, leaders come out every day and address their people. I will make sure I address Nigerians at least once every month and tell them what is happening. They want to know. I want to visit universities and tell them what is happening. I want to tour the states and see for myself what is happening. That's what it should be. We can change it. It's happened before.
On that note, I want to thank you very much indeed, and we really appreciate the time you've taken to come and talk to us. Mr. Peter Obi is the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, or was the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in 2023. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Mr. Charles.
That's it for this edition of...
Welcome back, my people. You get one parable we say that, okay, now person wey be say e dey close to you, na him dey by you. Na him be this thing wey be say dey happen for Labour Party now. Now no say okay, normally na Peter Obi na him win the 2023 presidential election, but now the same people wey they support Peter Obi during that 2023 presidential election now, they don't dey against him now. Now them dey outside now, they talk say no be Peter Obi win. Now no say see people wey be say them be your friend, now them go fit do you worst, now them go fit do you bad. Now that thing na they happen to Peter Obi now. If you look at the first man wey be saying talk on inside this video, he talk and say Peter Obi no win anything, like he say that okay, INEC no even rig anything. I wetin them they talk, and I don't hear wetin Sowore talk about Peter Obi that okay, Peter Obi is not a candidate wey be say okay, they do this and do that one. I don't hear wetin how many people now they marketing this man now. See the way this country they go, everyone they fight for his own self, so we don't know now if Peter Obi know what is good for him. If he know what is good for him, mean just leave that Labour Party alone. Mean just leave that Labour Party for them to do their thing, because even that Labour Party where we saying it's like they no value am. I'm not sure say they value am. If not, how can a normal person come out to say this kind trash? This thing where we saying even talk say like it don't make me lose hope for the 2027 presidential election where we saying they come, because then where we say that they the same Labour Party, then they fight themselves now. So we have nothing to say. You where we say they hear us now. If you get anything where we say you want to talk concerning this matter where we saying they go on now, make you drop on for inside your comment section. And also if not today be your first time here, make you like our video, make you share, and make you subscribe. Thank you.